Hello everyone and welcome back to Canada and Beyond. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button because on this channel we talk a lot about Canadian immigration, what are the new programs that Canada is offering for people interested in coming to Canada from outside of the country. And we also show you what it's like to be living in Canada through our vlogs. And specifically if you are interested in coming to Atlantic part of Canada where you have multiple streams of becoming a permanent resident in Canada, make sure to hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss any of our future videos. Before we jump into today's topic, I just want to put a little disclaimer out there that I am not an immigration consultant or I am not a licensed immigration attorney. So whatever I'm saying right here on this YouTube channel is just my personal knowledge and some of my personal experience. If you need an immigration advice, make sure you hire an immigration attorney or you go to licensed consultant, which can give you the better options of immigration according to your need. Now with that being said, let's jump into today's topic, which is very important, and the topic is how you can change your visitor visa to a permanent residency or a work permit. Now there are a lot of visitors that come to Canada throughout the year because Canada is a very famous destination for travelers, vloggers, people who are looking to learn a new culture, or if they want to feel niceness of the people, they just come to Canada. Now if you are already in Canada on a visitor visa, you might be wondering, what are the ways that I can convert this visitor visa to a permanent residency or maybe work permit? If you have a good working experience from your home country, let me tell you, you are in luck. Because right now in Canada there is a nationwide labor shortage, so you can be the lucky one living here permanently. In this video we will be discussing the steps involved in changing your immigration status, the eligibility criteria and the requirements for obtaining a work permit in Canada. The first step in changing your immigration status to determine whether you are eligible for work permit in Canada or not. To be eligible, you must meet the following criteria. You must have a valid job offer from Canadian employer, which is based off of Canada. Your job offer must be supported by a positive labor market impact assessment, which is LMIA, from Employment and Social Development Canada, which is ESDC. You must have a necessary qualification and or work experience, like I said before, from your home country for this particular job. You must meet admissibility requirement for entering Canada. For example, you must not have any sort of criminal history or any major health condition. Once you have determined that you are eligible for work permit in Canada, you can apply for one easily. There are two ways to apply for your work permit. Apply from outside of Canada or apply from inside of Canada if you are already living here. Now, how can you apply from outside Canada? For applying from outside of Canada, you will need to provide a copy of your job offer letter, which is the main purpose, right? A copy of a positive LMIA, proof of your qualification and or work experience from back home, proof of your financial support, that you have enough money to live in Canada and support yourself, and a valid passport, of course, which is very important. If you apply from inside Canada, you will need to provide the same documents as well as visitor visa record so that you can convince your immigration officer that you have been living in Canada legally. You have a temporary status in Canada. You were not entered in Canada without any documents. So you need to show the proof that you are legal in Canada, which you already are. Once you have submitted your application for work permit, you will need to wait for it to be processed. Now, this is where the gray area is. It can vary from application to application. The processing time varies depending on the type of work permit you are applying for. But it usually takes several weeks, several months. If your work permit application is approved, you will receive a letter of introduction and a work permit. So the work permit will specify the type of work you are allowed to do in Canada. The duration of your stay in Canada will also be determined on that work permit, and the conditions of your work permit, which means you can either get an open work permit, that means you can work with any employer in Canada whatsoever, or it can be a closed work permit, which means you can only work with specific employer and specific field in Canada. Once you have obtained your work permit, you can begin working in Canada. After you have worked for a certain period of time, you may be eligible for applying for PR, which is permanent residency of Canada. Now there are many programs in Canada that allows you to get the permanent residency if you have been working in Canada. The most popular one is CES, which is called Canadian Experience Class. This is the program which was utilized by many people who were working here in Canada. Now, if you are lucky enough and you are living in Atlantic Canada, for Atlantic Canada, you don't have to apply in CES Canadian Experience Class. If you have been working in Atlantic Canada for just 1 year, yes, just 1 year, if you are working in Atlantic Canada, you are eligible for permanent residency. How cool is that? Another great program of immigration for Atlantic Canada, especially in New Brunswick, is called PNP. So if you want to know what PNP is and what is the process for applying for PNP, we have created a separate video for you, which I will be linking up here or here somewhere. You can go ahead and watch that and see the process of applying and getting the permanent residency of Canada. Well, this concludes our informative video on how you can change your immigration status from visitor visa to a work permit in Canada in order to obtain permanent residency, right? We hope you found this video very helpful and informative. If you find any value out of this video, please make sure to give us your support by hitting that subscribe button and sharing this video, and let us know in the comment down below, are you someone who want to move to Canada or not? Thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.